and welcome back to the channel. My name is Clare. It is December and let's get caught up. I love how in my last vlog I was like, I'm self-conscious and what am I going to tell people at the holidays? And then as soon as I talked to people at the holidays, I was like, I'm self-conscious about my outlining and here's all this stuff. So it's funny, you never know what you're gonna do until you do it sometimes, right? But let's get caught up. I have no idea what I told you last. I think I was vlogging, it was like November 11th or something, so that was 3 weeks ago. But currently I have finished the 7th chapter of the 4th draft of the outline for Project Goblin, which is my sci-fi, my fantasy flavored sci-fi romance adventure novel, the first book in a 5-book standalone interconnected series that follows the crew members of a fantasy research team. So this book is the captain of that research team, who is a high fae with a very mysterious past we don't know about, and a dragon shifter, and the way that this world works. There's no humans, only fantasy races, fated mates, no insta-love, lots of fun, lots of adventure. It's so fun. So I'm on the 4th draft of the outline, and I'm gonna say it, guys, I think this is the last draft of the outline before I write the first draft of the book. Don't quote me on that, but I think it may be. If you're not familiar and you're like, 4th draft of the outline, like, what are you talking about? I'm a heavy outliner. I'm a methodological plotter. I really, really like the structure, and the more I dig into the story and finding out all of the who, what, why, where, how of it all, the more excited I get to actually write the first draft of the book, because I hate discovering things. I hate discovering the story going in blind in the first draft process, because I've been burned real bad every time I do that. So as they say, live and learn. So here I am learning. And apparently that's just like a really common script writing thing too. So I feel justified, whatever. You can, in the last vlog I did, I went through a whole thing about it and I was like, story by Robert McKee. It's justifying everything I ever felt bad about myself and my outlining style. So in the 3 weeks prior to this and the last vlog, I did a lot of world building stuff. I figured out my map for that I needed for my universe. There are 2 sides to the galaxy in this world, and they're connected by a rift, and so I have now both sides of the galaxy. I have the map for those, which is extremely helpful because there's a lot of space travel in this book, and so thank goodness. And I also fleshed out a lot of the history that helped ground a lot of the character arc stuff I want to do in the reality of why would they have got to this place in their character development, you know, and what journey do I need them to go on that I would find fun and whatever. So that's been a lot of fun. I went through their histories in 5 to 10 year increments, and I was like, at this age, this pivotal thing happened in their life that really drove home their misbelief, and here's why they're like this, because at this age this thing happened. And incredibly helpful and incredibly like, I love these characters. It's gonna be so fun to write. So we're more excited than ever to write this book, and eventually someday we will write it. But I'm not just working on this book. I'm creating the whole universe. I wrote the first draft of the outline for the 2nd book in this series, which is Project Demon. They're another character from the research crew. I finished the whole first draft of that outline, which feels great. And I have a very decent idea of the 3rd, 4th, and 5th books in this mini-series, as well as the premises and some story parts worked out for the first 3 books of the 2nd mini-series. So anyway, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. It's not just spinning wheels working on draft after draft of outlines. That's what I've been up to. And it's been great. And we had Thanksgiving and just like, yeah, a lot of celebrations. We got the Christmas tree. We did most of the Christmas shopping. There's some presents still arriving, and then they'll be wrapping them. And I'm so thankful and so relieved, because last December I just was so anxious because I hadn't done the Christmas shopping and I was trying to write. And at the time I was home with my then 4-year-old, and it was just like, there's 0 progress and I'm feeling bad. So this is a nice place to be. But let's talk about the future. What does the future hold? Good things exclusively. I hope. Yeah, it looks good. As far as videos go, I'm excited to try a couple different styles. I love the vlogging and I'm going to keep doing that, but I think I also would like to do more sit down and I hasn't like let's not pretend that I would feel qualified to be instructional in any way, but just I would like to sit down and talk more about what the heck is 8-sequence outlining and how I use it and how it's been helpful for me, and just some other things about just writing romance, like dual point of view, specifically romance, and how that all can work. You know, more craft style face to face videos coming up, and also some more planning videos. We are in planning season. I'm loving it. I am really excited to see everyone's planning videos come out soon, please. I would love to watch them. I would like to do one for all of 2026, just broad goals, hopes, dreams for writing, as well as Q1 specifically, and also looking back at how Q4 went from a writing perspective. I like to do HB90 planning style planning. Which I'll leave a link in the description. That's Sarah Cannon's planning method, and I love it. I think it's very helpful for someone like me. As far as reading goes, I'm reading a craft book called The Science of Storytelling, which I'm really enjoying. And I just read Love and Curse Making by Kelly St. Clair. It's a reread, that entire trilogy. So good. You should read it if you have not yet. It is a lot of fun. And Jenny Schwartz has a new book out, the third book, I believe, in the Caldryn Parliament series. And I really love Jenny Schwartz. They do a lot of fantasy-ish sci-fi, which, if that sounds familiar to what I say I'm doing, it is, because that was the biggest inspiration, actually. And I'm doing it. I'm doing things very, very different. Like she leans more into the alien side of things. It does read much more sci-fi than fantasy, but she has a lot of fantasy elements that I really enjoy. And so I'm doing the inverse of that. I'm not doing any aliens, but I love her books and I highly recommend her. And I'll leave a link in the description to a couple different series she has, but specifically the ones that involve the space deputy, space cowboy books that are set in a part of the galaxy that she calls the Saloon Sector. That was a big inspiration. I was like, that sounds super fun. I would like to play around with something like that too. So that's why I've got a lot of Wild West riff type stuff going on in my series. So I'm excited to watch some Christmas classics and sort of take things easy, by which I mean not try to write outside of my normal writing allotted times and just like relax with family and enjoy the holiday season, but also to move quite quickly and finish this fourth draft of my outline so I can write the first draft in early January. That would be fantastic. So come along and we'll find out how things go. And yeah, I want to do more writing challenges next year since since I do such a heavy job outlining. When I actually draft, I would like to be kind of intense about it. I think that would be really fun for me and that would make me feel good about my progress. So those will be coming up too. And I hope your Thanksgiving was fantastic. I hope if you did a writing challenge, you're feeling really good about it. And I hope your writing's going really well. And I will see you in the next video.